Alright, alright. I think we are live. Test for the sound. The volume may be a little bit too high. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. And we need to put some more stuff on, like this. There we go. Hello everyone and welcome to an episode of the new series that we will start here for Satisfactory, which just had its update 6 drop in the experimental branch of the game. In order to access this, you have to of course own the game and then activate the experimental build, which basically means the beta version of the build, but we've been waiting for update 6 for so long that I don't want to wait anymore. And since saves can carry over to the normal gameplay, as soon as they confirm that update 6 is what they want to publish for the normal version of the game, the saves will continue working, plus whatever bug fixes they add. Update 6 has a ton of improvements, especially quality of life improvements, which we're going to take advantage of. But the most important thing is it has changed so many base things that unless you very thoroughly prepared for the change, and even then in many cases you would have to do a lot of fixes, probably the train system broke or changed or whatever, that I really felt inspired to start anew. And I was crafting my own base at a slow pace, and I decided I'm gonna take all the learnings from my previous playthroughs and start over. So we are going to be skipping the introductory process. Also, if anyone is interested in knowing exactly what are all of the new things, please let me know in the comments. I'll either make a video of it or post a link to good news sources. I will take the initial starting location of the 4. It's the one I'm the most familiar with, and this also helps me get quickly to a position where we can make the factory grow easy. As you can see, this area also has received some visual updates compared to what it was before. There's more lush forest in every direction, but this rock remains the one solid starting point that everybody knows. We'll be heading in that direction at the start. Back there is some coal and caterium, if I remember correctly, that we can make use of very early on. We will have to find quartz long in the distance over there, and there's a lot of coal for power in that direction as well. So there are 2 things that I would like to do with this playthrough as we grow together. The first one is that we will make sure that as soon as possible, people outside celebrating with their honks, that as soon as possible we start creating a grid. Which means we'll have to, as fast as possible as well, unlock the foundation in the hub, and we'll start creating a grid that actually will be connected throughout the entire world. What I mean by this is that as we grow the factory, our job literally will be to make sure that the 2 places connect, or any amount of places, right? Whatever we end up creating. In order to do that, we need to make sure that we are crafting as much limestone as possible, or concrete rather. But so far, this is where we want to begin. And for that we will need, of course, the concrete, some iron plates, and some iron rods. So let's begin with the basics. And the basics in this case are that we must clear these rocks here that are getting in the way, in order to start planting the miners. And we will obviously have to remake this initial starting location that we are creating here for multiple reasons, but the most obvious one is that we need to place the grid and these buildings again on top of the grid. So for now we go for a very basic system over here. And where's the hub? Here. So here, some power, connect. What was that? What was that? There we go. Connect and connect. There it is. That means that as soon as we give power, we will get iron ingots, and as soon as we get iron ingots, we will get iron plates. So, for those that haven't played Satisfactory, Satisfactory is one of easily the best top 3 at the very least factory games available right now. People familiar with factory games know, of course, Factorio and the other similar entries. Satisfactory is different than others in a few particular fashions. It is still a little bit of survival game, but it is not focused on its survival. It's not like in Factorio where you have to defend against infinite waves of enemies that are trying to kill you multiple times or destroy your factory itself. But there is fauna available that will make your life a little bit harder. For example, this basically a bull drone right now is trying to charge me. They've given them new AI and new animations so that it probably will try to run away from me without success. But most of the time they will just get in the way instead of being a real threat. Especially they will do no damage whatsoever to the factory. So players can take it easy in that regard. Before we throw random stuff in here, how about we process it a little bit? The second most important point that one could mention about Satisfactory is that its resources are unlimited, and I guess there are exceptions, so don't take me 100% for what I'm saying. But in general, what it means is that mines do not run out. That's a way better way to say this thing. What this means is that as long as you have set up a completely closed circuit and calculated entries and exits for resources, the factory will continue forever. Which is pretty good because you don't need to be constantly expanding as you are trying to understand the game mechanics, or constantly grabbing new territory from, in Factorio from the other aliens. And the third very cool thing is that it favors severely exploration. As you can see, there is an entire cave here that, you know what, we're gonna go right now. I don't even know what to find down here, but I will find down here. But there may be some resources to be found, some tiny nodes. If I had a chainsaw right now, we could probably cut the flora a lot more efficient and probably get some mushrooms out of it. At least that's how it looks. Or some mycelia. There are some hidden secret items.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
Which we are strongly advised to harvest. They may not have a very special use right now, but we know for sure that the developers intend to give it a use before release. Or 1.0 release. I do not see any use to this bioluminescent flora. But I was hoping at least to find a worm. That would have been a good example of exploration being rewarded. I mean, I'm not done with the cave, so who knows? Are we back out or did we exit in another direction? I think it's more about the second case, right? Yeah. Okay. So we crossed the cave. We sadly didn't find anything particular. But there are multiple things to be found. Oh, I see more iron over there. There are multiple things to be found, in particular something that are called hard drives, which are crash sites from previous engineers who failed to meet the quota or just didn't survive the landing. And what these do is that they enable some form of research in order to obtain an alternative blueprint for certain recipes, which in itself is already great. We'll eventually go through it and explore. But there's more. There are of course new resource nodes to discover and more entries, but also very important are materials that you still have not learned about. So for example, right now if I were to find some, let's say, quartz, I would be able to unlock a new research tree in the game that would allow me to not only mine the quartz, find the quartz and process the quartz, but also create new items, especially new equipment, which would make your life a lot easier, or more powerful machines and so on. So exploration and research are both very rewarded. And they are the perfect moments that you can use in the middle of moments where your factory is going, but all you should be doing is waiting, right? Let's say I am waiting to accumulate 100 plates or something like this. Then it would be a great moment to just go out, start exploring, and then be happy about it. So now that we have opened some of these locations, let's continue expanding. We certainly said that we need the concrete, so let's put down the constructor and the concrete creation. We can tie this together back with our energy grid over here, not with that one, but with this one. And voila, 2 points are now making good use of it. The third thing we need to craft are iron rods. Okay, so we will repeat this very construction a little bit to the left. There are 3 nodes here at the start. If you hold control, you're able to align things a lot easier, so it's a very good trick, especially when you're building on normal ground. And the reason I'm giving myself so much space, other than I will obviously be replacing all of this, is because I would be allowed later to make some small improvements to the machining, which, oh my god, that was too much, which in turn would make good use of the extra space. For example, if I had more input, I would be able to split the streams later on and create different things at the same time. We'll get there eventually, but for now, all we are doing is making sure our factory works, that we have sufficient material, especially biomaterial, to keep feeding the machines, the power generators especially, and that we keep everything running. So we reinsert the fuel onto the second one, and we top this one up. There we go. Restart the machinery, and now we can observe a few details here and there. For example, we can currently generate up to 40 megawatts of electricity. This is the gray line. We are currently producing 23, but the reason for this is because these machines adjust themselves to what you're consuming at the moment, which at the moment is 23. So we're currently burning fuel quite slower, I would say like 40% slower, so that it just exactly meets the demand of our machines. If I were to place enough machines to pass this ceiling of 40 megawatts capacity, then my machines would run out of power and the whole circuit would break. There are ways to avoid this, but we have not unlocked them yet. After all, in most correct factory games, it is both about creating the factory and also gaining new powers or new implements to make your life better, easier, faster, stronger. What we're going to do next, while those two things continue to produce, is to move over here, where we know exists a copper mine. Here we go. I said here we go. I did not say that. Oh, I see we ran out of something. Okay. Pick up this copper ore. Crafting bench into copper ingots. And I guess that's enough for now. And we make some more wire and check out later what we need. Okay, so put you here. Give me a new miner. There we go. And what we're gonna do in this particular case is we're gonna throw the production all the way down here. So that we don't have to travel a very, very long distance in order to get the results from this. Also, hilariously, there is falling damage in this game, but if you walk down your own ramp that you just created, your life becomes easier. So, just like always, we need a smelter. Oop. We left some room in order to then split later. We need a constructor, which we cannot afford anymore because we're missing 4 cables. Okay, production, craft bench, cables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's too many. Get me a constructor, put it in line, around here, and off we go. Now let's grab some electricity. And we are out of cables again. Punch again. So, cable here, everything seems fine. You make copper ingots, you make wire, and we continue that way. Supposed to connect here, there. And now we are producing more things. Okay. Alright, so I am gonna guess, probably correctly, that very soon we will be running out of maximum capacity of energy. I'm already starting to grab a bit more foliage. Oh yeah, update 6 new bonus. You can hold A while running instead of having to spam, and you will just grab everything on the way. And for those that know Warframe, the concept of spin jump continues to work in this game as well, which means as long as you're running forward or downhill, you can crouch for the least amount of time, and crouching will send you into this sliding animation, but that actually gains you a little bit of speed immediately, and if you jump right at that moment, you're basically accelerating. And similar to the concept of bunny hopping, if you can keep this up continuously, you'll be going way faster than normal. So, how is the power doing? We can check here. Production, okay, maximum consumption is already above our current status. So what we're gonna do is start creating some biomass burners over here that we cannot afford. Let's go find my wires, which we obviously need. Let's go grab some. Oh my god, I never ordered concrete. That was a waste. Waste of time. But it will be fun. And let's craft some wires. Now, biomass burner. We'll put it a little bit distant to everything else. And give it its own thing here. And then a link over here. And then we'll change these two things. Yes. So that we can continue to connect things. We'll give it a bunch of things. And voila! Power is now exceeding maximum consumption, which makes us happy. Okay. I'm gonna leave this behind. And let's check out what we're doing here. I can already fill this order up. Sadly, the one about concrete is not complete. Haha, get it. But there's nothing much we can do about it. Let's order iron ingots here, let's order iron rods here, and thus we fulfill the second requirement. That should be sufficient for now. And let's see, shall we have a third miner? No, we can't. We need stuff. Okay. So what we need is a portable miner, for which we need an equipment workshop. So let's put down one here and check out. That's exactly how many we can craft, which is great. Go to the constructor, check out the concrete amount increased. Can we now build this? Yes, and we build it the other way around. Try again. There we go. We need power, so let's bring some connection from a distant place. We don't have enough. Wires. This is the reason why I'm trying to keep all of the machines pointing at least into that center, so that I continue to be able to grab things from nearby without having to go an extreme distance away. You can also slide under some of the belts, especially if the levels are normal. Let's bring this down. Let's bring power. We're out of cables, that's fine. We're out of rods, that is annoying. Rods. Craft bench. Cables. Let's grab the constructor. We don't have enough plates, fine. Craft bench. So reinforced plates require screws. We are not making those yet, so we craft by hand. That's enough for 2, and enough for a new constructor. There it goes. So you go here. Missing cable. You go there. You go there. And you'll be building more concrete. So now we have at least 2 places building concrete. That's really good. I will be expanding this to severely more, but that won't happen yet. Can we put another biomass burner? Yes, we can. And again, holding control allows us to put them in very close proximity, which makes them way better. We connect, and now we need to supply. Can we stop building? Yes. With energy. And I think at this point I'm almost ready to go out again a little bit while I let all of the machines process, so that maybe we can catch a few different materials, explore a little bit around, make sure that nothing much has changed in our preparation, while making sure, there we go again, that max energy stays well above everything else. So, poison gas cloud, you want to avoid them, at least for now. Is this Caterium? No, this looks like sulfur. Yes, indeed. Already good. Ah. There's no voice. Okay, usually there's a voice over there telling you that, you found sulfur. You're very cool. Go do cool things with it. Let's get this. I'm still checking out everything with a little bit of, not concern, but like distance, because it looks slightly different than before. Now we found some random quartz. Very good. I seem to be missing 3 limestone places that should be nearby. Aha, it's because we turned too far west, east. Am I correct? Is that a submersive here? Okay. Connected. That is another item that still... Oh no, there we go. That still has no use. But we suspect it will be something cool, big, later on. More raw quartz. This time quartz has become severely more important than Caterium. They have changed some of the most important recipes out of Caterium into quartz, because the Caterium in itself was just really, really important. So there is one more limestone. Is this just pure limestone? No, it is normal. Scan again. Okay, so there is one there, and there's another one slightly in the distance. Fine. It's guarded by that charger. So right now we cannot make use of it, so we can ignore the enemy. I think I would like to kill this. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh my god, that was okay. Well, I gotta say, that seems quite different than what it used to be. But now he exploded, so goodbye. One of the another of the new changes for update 6 is that engineers or pioneers can now heal all the way back to full just with passive regeneration. So you don't need to go out of your way to consume the world just to heal. This is a very cool area that we will expand to a little bit later, but it contains copper, caterium, coal, and a lot of iron ore nodes. And as I mentioned, there is a slug right here waiting for me. Very good. Slugs in this game have a very particular use. These ones are limited, so you have to find as many as you can within the world. And their use that they have, once you do enough research, another Mercer sphere, wow, they're just throwing them around. Once you research their use, is that you'll be able to create what's called a power core, and it would allow you to power a machine beyond its normal capacity. Oh my god, that was a great hit. Is that too loud? Maybe it's too loud. It is too loud for me. There we go. So you'll be able to create power cores.
Breaking news from Earth. Widespread chaos and mayhem. World President urges all citizens to do their part and harvest alien artifacts.
Yeah. So right now there are those creepy voices whenever you're close to Mercer spheres or Summer Sloop that ask you basically to pick up the artifacts. But again, they still have no use, so we'll have to wait until the developers come up with a good thing to do. Going back to the slugs, they are able to create power cores, and those you can put inside machines in order to overclock them so that you get more production out of them or more mining out of them at the cost of increased energy. Of course, you can also put this on energy generators at the cost of more fuel in order to generate more energy. So finding the right use for those is a very interesting gameplay loop that the game has in itself. In the meantime, I'm going to try to collect as many of these good materials that we're crafting as possible. Like there. I'm going to try to help the situation so that the machines don't get saturated immediately and that we keep accumulating. And the reason I'm doing this is because we don't want any machine to stop processing right now. So I'm going to create a hotkey for storage. I'm going to put it, you know what, somewhere in the distance. You know what, I'm gonna wait until I have foundations. Then things will just look better. Okay, so where are we? 100 watts, sufficient, but not enough concrete. Can we craft concrete? No. Okay. So what else can we do right now? I could create another mining, or actually 2 miners over at the other concrete in order to craft more. I could mine manually, which I would like to avoid, so let's not go there. I'm gonna grab more fuel. Do I need more fuel? No, but I'll get that anyway. Still not enough. Let's make sure that all our machines have enough biofuel to generate power. So halfway there, halfway there. The other 2 must be a little bit lower even. So let's craft this. I think I will have to go in different directions if I want to find some hard drives. So I may just do that after feeding the fuel to the machines. Make sure that while we are out, none of the electricity generators runs out of energy, or rather runs out of fuel, and electricity generation continues. Perfect. So let's go this way now. I need to remember where exactly can I find crash sites. There's of course ways to scan for this once you do enough researches, but we are too early in the game to do any of that. All I want to find is an example. Another good thing about crash sites, of course, is that there are materials dispersed around them, and they may be exactly what you need. So it's always important to keep an eye for them. Come on, I know there are some around here. I wonder if at least they moved them to different places, so that exploration feels new even for all players. But I kinda doubt it. Yeah, there it is. Motors, very good. Yes, reinforced plates, that's great. Wires, as we were requested for. Reinforced plates is really the best thing we have obtained up here. And then this needs, oh my god, 40? That's 2, right? That's 17. Okay, production. We have a lot of iron ingots in hand. We should produce. We have iron ore. We should produce iron ingots to then make iron rods. We have to create a second powering machine. Align all of these. I'm missing cables. Align this to the machine here, and as soon as we feed this with power, which we should be able to do by splitting this in half. Huh. Isn't this exactly 40 megawatts? Even more than 40. Okay, that makes sense. We're now able to do this. Open, pull the hard drive, remove everything.
Data on the hard drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe.
Great.
Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
So that is actually a greater portion of mid to late game, finding out new alternative recipes that are way more effective sometimes than the base ones, or use different materials than the base ones, which may simplify your factory in certain areas. And it becomes an interesting question to know if you want to refurbish your existing factory to use the new recipe, or just choose something different, let it go. There are some of those recipes that are absolute jackpots. You want to grab them as soon as possible. The one that comes to mind is screws alternative recipes, especially the ones that are just cheap, like iron ingot into screws. That's one of the top. And there are others that may even change the machine required to produce an item, like if Beacon previously required 4 different items, then there may be an alternative recipe that requires 2, simplifying life for everyone, maybe. So it's always interesting to find those hard drives. I believe the time has come. Our first package is ready to launch, and we hit the button. We have obtained a bunch
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview.
Fair.
Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
So the grid is finally here. In the meantime, we will start a new research while we begin creating our own grid. So what we can do for this is, of course, mark something new here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think creating one unified grid is for everyone. It's something I like to do. So always take it with a grain of salt when you see someone else create something. It's just what works for them. What is important to note is that the new building system from update 5, I believe, of the Zoop, makes life for everyone easy. The same goes for the soft clearance versus hard clearance differentiation, which allows players to throw some stuff into collision and the game will not stop you. For example, we see here, these two would be in direct collision, but the game is basically letting you choose if you are okay with this type of collision. And I am absolutely okay. Especially because I'm going to be replacing this on top of the foundation. Something cute to notice as well is foundations do not stop you from mining something that is beneath them. It actually is kind of encouraged to make them look way better, way more precise, as you can see right now. So what we're going to do is move everything right above the foundation. Foundations cannot be way too big above the mining resource, otherwise it will no longer work. But a little bit is okay. So what am I trying to get here? Not
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
Good. So we can now complete a different requirement. I'm gonna make a few of this. I lied. I cannot carry more than one, so I'm just gonna. Okay. So here comes the first one. Now let's extend this. Not a lot because we have run out again. Early game. I don't have enough production of concrete. So if we don't have enough concrete, let's check out everything else. I'm gonna sort this, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put in this chest whatever we don't need right now, like this, the slug, the alien things, the flowers, the hard drive, summer stoop, and I guess the motors right now we cannot use. Oh yeah, alien organs. There we go. Okay, that liberates a lot more room. Oh my god, look at this beautiful day. So night and day cycles have been changed, revamped, and the atmosphere as well. There will also be weather conditions. I don't think the weather conditions have any impact on gameplay yet, so they may still choose to do that later on. But as far as I know, there is fog, there is rain, and there is no snow, I believe. So maybe dust storms, that could be a thing. Okay, so let's go get more concrete. Is moving forward. Good. Do we grab rods? Nope. Now we can probably unlock this here as well. So here goes materials, and together we launch another thing to the sky.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation.
Indeed, verticality is
The
very good.
productivity display will help you measure and improve the productivity of individual buildings to aid with optimization.
So now that we can split things, we can make better use of our already existing machines. In the meantime, we'll select this milestone and we'll start preparing for it very soon. So, how will we start preparing for this? That is a great question. So what we need the most is concrete right now. We need to be able to expand what we're doing here. Also, I would like to add some new bindings here. I need the belt at 1, the merger at 4, the splitter at 5, and this makes me happy. Okay, so we have to be somewhat conservative for now, in which that I will try to use the plates that we have as best as possible. Okay, smelter here. Oh, I cannot jump high enough. Maybe with this help, yeah. So, one of the optimizations we can already do, if we see a mine like this one that produces 60 per minute, we can split its production in 2. So first of all, This whole thing needs power. We're gonna put this here and here. I like using corners of foundations for things like this. We will communicate with this one in the center, and voila! We are now splitting this exactly in half. That means there will be 30 iron ore per minute entering each of this, and if we check the recipe as we configured here, they take in 30 and they give out 30 as well. So we can now continue our warpath behind it. And make use of some constructors. So, let's check out what are we gonna do. I think this is the place where we need screws, right? So 15 per minute, that means we can make 4 constructors with rods. Okay. So let's find a way to belt this. We exit the machine, split and split. Then we put a constructor immediately in front of this, and another one to the side, which right now doesn't fit. Also, we cannot pay for it. Okay, that we can solve. Another thing we should be doing, one step at a time. Let's not go crazy. How are we doing on electricity? Very decent. Maximum construction is the blue and capacity is the gray. That's good. Okay, so we go back here. We need a little crafting bench because we can't wires, because we are not automating cables yet. So let's spool up a little bit. That's nice. And now we can place this thing. It's encroaching on this other one, okay? Time to start making our factory better. You know what? You can go. Be nicer. There we go. We'll take care of that one next. Okay, so put you here. Then put you here. And we need more of these. Put you here. Give me a splitter again and make them meet. So, no, come on. Okay, so that's not ideal. We don't seem to be able to connect those two, so we'll put the splitter this way. Maybe we're lucky. No, we're not lucky. So cancel this, cancel this. You two are way too close. I need you to split a little bit further. Okay, now they're the same. The splitter here. Connect. Connect. Electricity. Configure. And we're gonna try to feed these machines a little bit. Can I feed you as well? Yeah. To the 100. Because we have way too much excess of raw material. So, once you exit, you go here, you split in half, you go here, connect there, you go here. Same goes for you, split in half. And the final one should be like this. Go to your splitter just to turn the right corner. There are two options here. You can obviously not use the splitter at all and then just make a turn. There are some good tricks on how to make a turn. But I kind of like the splitters way more. It makes the count easier. So, iron rod number 1, iron rod number 2, iron rod number 3, and iron rod number 4. Production has been severely increased now. Okay. Well, I say this, however, there is no power to it. So let me put this here, here, and here. We feed into this. This one we communicate with this one, and look at that! We are not even attacking our possibilities too hard. So now we are producing 60 rod per minute, I would say. Yes. So what we can do is go pick up more concrete, because we need to expand the base even more. That's not how we pick up. And there's one last line that I would like to expand on that creation there, where okay, that's gonna last a little bit longer than last time. That's nice. And what I would like to do is first of all unify this content all in all, because our lanes can transport up to 60 material per minute, and that means if we put them all together, transport system will suffice. So first we merge everything. There we go. This merge, exit, merge, exit, merge. And now with the new direction possibilities, I'm gonna extend that way. I forgot that we cannot remove trees yet. Okay, no problem. We will solve this in a different way. Oh, we could go upstairs. Thinking. I could also just stay here. No need to go absolutely insane. Right, so I just put this there. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so we then start splitting this again, like this. Put a new constructor down in line. And this one will make screws. And we're gonna need a lot of these. First of all, we need to do the math. So screws take 10 iron rods. That means if we are transporting 60 iron rods per minute, we can make 6 constructors in line. So let's do exactly that. 1, 2, 3, 1. 2, 3. That should be 6. I will not be surprised at this point if we are exceeding our energy quota. But cables again. We should really handle cables right after this. Okay. So, power line, power line, power line, power. It is true that it could be easier to make as few poles as possible, but I have 2 problems with that. Sometimes it looks quite silly, which I dislike, and other times you try so hard that you end up with a maze of cables hanging around, and that also doesn't look good at all. Okay, you look at that. Move it here, split. Move it here, split. Here, split. Here, split. Here, and what we can do at the end, in order to collect all of this, is mergers once again. So we want to collect what exits from there. This. Okay. And we do this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same, but from the other side. We need iron plates. Okay, let's go get some. I'm predicting that I need more iron plates. Belts have been plotted down, but no one else knows that they have to do screws, so let's fix that as fast as possible. I'm waiting to hear the dreadful power shutdown noise, but I guess I got lucky for a little bit longer. Put one more. Go. So, how is it looking? Alright, we were very close to breaking our circuit, but we have expanded just in time, and that makes me happy. Let's make some more biomass. I believe in particular the leaves or wood into biomass recipe is extremely safe. There are very few other uses, and they come in very much later on. There's really no need to hold back on this transformation. Always more effective to do this. So you are topped off, you are topped off, you are topped off. Obviously at one point we want to automate energy as well, but we are not there yet. So, what comes next? We set cables. So let's handle cables. Well, in order to handle cables, we will need more concrete. Okay. In the meantime, let's just visit shortly to see how our little factory is doing. Okay. Of course, I forgot the final part of this, which is the container. So, for those that were wondering before, another way to turn around corners in a neat way is to find what is exactly the corner place, move 2 back, and create the intermediary point. So as you can see, the angle at which we turn is basically a right angle because we moved 2 back exactly, and it looks quite neat. Storage facilities, of course, do as what everyone imagines they can do. And there's a little trick that we're gonna apply here that looks very cool. Where we pull out a belt by removing one foundation, and then it looks like it's serving us a little bit of materials. This I took from Kibitz, one of the most known streamers for Satisfactory. Why are there no rods reaching here? Are they all being eaten by the machines? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Huh. Why is there any production stopping? Because they have accumulated. Okay, it's not our fault. It is on the machines. I think the machines are producing at a very good rate and dispensing product. We did the math, right? The math doesn't lie. We are currently accumulating screws at a rate of 240 per minute, which actually we cannot do yet because the belt doesn't allow for this. But don't worry, we can try to fix that later. For now, the construction is finished, and that's what we should worry about. Speaking of which, we could take advantage of our new production of screws. Maybe grab some from here. Some from there. Come on, we can make it to 300. Ah, easy. And we can finish the field research. Together. Yet another.
Milestone reached. The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field.
Very good.
To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons.
That is indeed all
Note,
very...
the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
I've never paid attention that it looks like this, but here we go.
The map has been unlocked.
Oh, the map has been unlocked, just like that. Okay, so that also is a change for this version. And the map contains now a lot more information than before, of course, none for me yet. But we're able to throw in markers, put in like a symbol over there. Can we remove this? And it has a lot more power than before. So, what is that? That's interesting. Okay, one of the cool things of the MAM, as we mentioned, is that it allows you to unlock new technologies. For example, we'll be able to do the power shard crafting out of the power slugs. I believe, yes.
New research available in the MAM.
Making use of them will cost us further materials, which we don't have right now, but that's okay. Alien protein is the new type of craftable based on drops. Nutrients we can actually research, no problem here. We have plenty.
New object added to the object scanner.
That allows the object scanner to find them easier, but we don't need that right now. And here we go with the quartz. You know what? I should take it out of the chest. See this one as well, and this one as well. The rest we sort. And you know what? I'm gonna throw in the hard drive because the alternative recipes that you could get. But if I do that, I cannot research. Okay, one second. The alternative recipes that you can get out of the hard drives are based on what you can currently do. And because currently we are extremely limited, I am likely to get the, for example, the good screws recipe. So I'm gonna take care of that soon. Right now we're gonna make sulfur scannable. The same goes for quartz. Sulfur requires
new resource added
almost
to the resource scanner.
The interaction with coal, which means we cannot really handle it yet. And here we go. Quartz crystal. Yeah, let's get it. Oh, silica is now the requirement for the super legs. Super legs, Blade Runners, one of the best upgrades in the game. They make you run fast, jump fast, and take less falling damage. It's just simply good. So we may go out of our way to catch that somehow, but not yet. There is plenty more things to do. Alien organisms. These are the two things that we killed so far. 1,000 cables, that's quite a number. Okay. I believe at this point we can go for the hard drive and see what we get out of it. So you go back, you go back, you go back, you go back, sort, you go back. I'm not really a fan of the pure iron ore, but whatever. And let's grab some more screws. Could always be useful for crafting by hand. Let's grab some iron rods. I feel like there will be some accumulated in our system. I may believe incorrectly. No, I did not. And I think at this point it's safe to guess that there is plenty of concrete for us. So here we go. Concrete. we dropped it. Concrete. And iron. Very good. So, time to expand. So we'll be taking care of this portion of the map later. For now, we want to move over here. When it comes to very tiny differences in the ground, I choose to ignore them. It just makes your life harder to try to keep up with the ups and downs of slopes. And this is where we basically normalize terrain by using exactly the terrain in a safe way. There are two ways in which I can handle this. Either I make a ramp that goes upstairs, or I use the walls, which I haven't bound yet. So give me a wall at 0, maybe that I can use. Right, because I could do something like this, and then I continue from upstairs with more foundations. It's actually not even tall enough. We try something like this. Is this good enough? First, you need to go back. 2, you need to go in. It kinda goes inside the terrain. I think we need a little bit higher. So I would like to be able to stand still for a little bit. No? Okay. We'll make a ramp here. Is that the height that we needed? Yes, that looks way better. As we said, there's a lot of replacing that we need to do, especially at the start, but I would say we caught this quite early, so I think we're gonna have a good time doing this. Alright, so let's pull you into this direction, then you can go here, 2 from the center, now you can move down this way, through the center, into this position, take an elevator downstairs, and then we'll make use of the line down there. Did we make this straight? Of course we did not. Let's try again. Belt. This is the center, 1, 2. Now it looks good. I say this, but I feel like I'm lying. I'm actually not. This is actually indeed the center. Very good. So now you can use this corner. Actually, I don't like it anymore. Now we can use this corner. There we go. Move down this way. Be upstairs for the tower, and we go downstairs. I'm okay. So that doesn't look pretty. Let's try a little bit harder. Like here. Very good. You go away. You go away. You go away. You go away. Do we even have room still? Yes. And then we need to move this. And make another connection over here. For now we stay connected like this. We will probably improve on that very soon. Okay, you know what? I'm almost sure that we are bringing 60 from above, right? You know what? I'm gonna make double sure. We can check. So, 60 per minute. Can we put this back? Go back, go back. Perfect. You shouldn't be here. So if it is 60, we can apply the same as before, a splitter, so that sends one forward and one to the side. We can put it around here, make that feel better. Huh, we missed it. Is there something wrong with our elevator? I mean, alternatively we can give it a bit more space, but this should work. I am so confused right now. Huh. Okay, let's imagine we put it so distantly. Is this just not exactly straight? Yeah, look at that. Illegal. I don't like this anymore. Cancel everything. Let's go back up there. I thought we were done with the clean looks. I feel like maybe I should put a ramp anyway, even though we're using a straight up elevator. So we are coming down the center here, and here's where it turns weird then? It does indeed. What is going on? Okay, so... Oh, that's odd. Okay, let's build straight, then straight down. And let's try again. Honestly, it looks wrong again. No, it was just a feeling. It is actually exactly what we want. You are turned the wrong way. You should be this way. Okay, now we are talking. Smelter. Smelt here. Smelt there. Split. I'm gonna bring another power connection here. And then provide power here, there. And you here. Make copper ingots. Make copper ingots. I'm gonna throw in whatever I have inside. Actually, just 2. That's also a lot. Okay. And now we are producing 30, 30, 30, 30. What are we gonna make use of? How are we gonna make use of this? And 4. Already running out again. Give me a constructor, and let's see what type of use we can give to this. I think in this case we can do the same trick as we did for the iron rods. You know what? We're gonna put merger and another merger, because once again it's 60, so it should be fine. Okay, the MAM is ready, and from this side we are gonna get something here and something there. Wires particularly. We can make 4 wires. Constructors, which we cannot afford right now. Okay, take this and let's go crafting. Also, let's check the map, see what we get. So, concrete silica combination, a stronger copper ingot. Where can this even be produced? That needs a foundry. Yeah. Producing foundry, okay, I was correct. And then this one... So the current recipe is 6 and 12 for 1. That one becomes 1850 for 3. So we're paying more screws to produce 3 times faster, okay? That probably needs an insane input of screws, right? Like 250 actually, yes. But it does produce a lot more, and you know what? It is the same materials. That doesn't look that bad. It does not look that bad. Let's take it. Sadly, it was not what we were looking for. Easier screws would have been great, but we didn't get it. Okay, let's go back to our factory. Not our dreams. Make some more cables. Okay. And we certainly need to automate this cable. And we also need more concrete. I guess we also need more iron plates. Very good. Can we grab this? Screws are accumulating correctly. That makes me happy. How about the biomass problem? It's midway through. We should look into the next upgrade, which is obstacle clearing. Ironically, it needs cables. So let's do that on purpose and start producing them. Mass producing them. Okay, so room. There we go. We said we can afford 4 constructors doing this. So let's put a splitter for each of them. There. 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 And there. That's not as intended. So again, we find the corner, 1, 2. Nice right angle, and off it goes. Now we need to power this up. And that's fine. We have this. Did I hear that every production stopped? That cannot be. I'm gonna assume that did not happen. So you give power, you give power, you give power, and you give power. How are we doing? Very good. Let's make wires, wires, wires. This one is already making wires. Okay, so now we need to merge all of the wires because we are producing way too much. We cannot just merge it. And by way too much, I mean a good amount. So what we're gonna do is merge this and this on one hand, so that we can put a container here. Fill it up with normal wire, and then we're gonna pull the others with a merger. Over here in order to make And how many cables can we make? Well, let's check. Put them looking the other way. Cables. They take 60 wires per minute. Therefore, we can make only one. No, that's not what I want. So for now, this will be the production of cables. We will obviously improve this in the future. But the future is not there yet. Let's put you here. A little bit long distance. At least it would look neat. Of course, we need to power you. Alright, so we are now producing 30 cables per minute and 60 wire per minute surplus. I think that's fine. And of course they're already being delivered, so the accumulation has begun. Alright. I would like to finish the research next, so I'm gonna craft some cables manually first. We need 100. So let's do like 130. I like that. Everything else we have, well, we do have to go pick up screws. That should be good. So, get the screws. And together. I missed the click.
Milestone reached.
All right.
Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
So, we are now able to make, or actually to use a chainsaw because we just made it. The chainsaw needs energy by itself. The energy is indeed the biofuel that you can produce at the end with it. But now that we have this machine, look at how easy it is to collect it. Beacon. Beautiful. Goodbye. So not only does it cut trees, which we can previously not do, it also grabs in AoE just for existing. So every time you can aim this so that you clear more foliage than just the tree that you're cutting down. You can also use the trick in reverse. You can aim at a bush that is well positioned and you cut trees around it, or you dodge killing sources of food. But I believe we have now created a ridiculous amount of biomass for us to process. And when I say for us to process, I may be hinting at the problem that we need to solve very soon, that I don't want to process this by hand. So maybe it's a good idea to do this right away. But first things first, let's craft a little bit. Oh, that's a lie, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, okay, let's check on the electricity. How are you doing, electricity? Very bad, we are very close to the maximum, okay. So let's take some more of these. And let's hurry up our expansion for energy generation. So we're gonna put it back here. I already went off. Dang it. Let's see what other concrete is available to us. Let me go. Grab the item plates on the way. one of the best parts of what we're doing is, of course, things will fit no matter where we are and how we get back to them. The grid will be shared by all my factories, and therefore everything will always fit. So, let's make a tiny trick. We put 1 of you, 2 of you, 3 of you. May have been too close. Constructor number 1. Constructor number 2. Yeah, this is what we should respect. So, you go here. And apparently I have finally run out of advanced plates, which is fine because we can craft more. So, advanced plates, reinforced iron plates, so here we go. Good. And did we need something else? No, we don't. Okay, so forget you. Can I have them aligned, please? Yes. And what we're gonna put here is all of the leaves. Here we're gonna put all of the wood as we collect it at any point. Then we're gonna merge that doesn't look correct. So we're gonna merge. Now it works. And we're gonna make yet another container on the way. To then turn around like this. Craft all of the solid biofuel. I'm gonna put this here so that then we can finally. No, that's not. You know what? We're gonna pull this out yet first. Oh, missing concrete. The cruel reality. We're gonna do this here. And that aligned pretty well. So now all of these needs power. Let's connect you. Let's connect you. Let's connect you. And we are gonna move over here. Because back there we will start having our line of biomass burners. Wait. Can I solve this like this? No, it's not allowed. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. Doesn't matter. 2, 3, 4. Can't afford it. Okay. Still fine. So we will connect every corner and every machine. Suddenly we cannot afford machine electricity, sorry, because of course this has nothing. How do we want to connect the main grid from here? We can do it like this. something tells me this should be normal. Very good. There we go. Oh, come on. Did any of you run out? Yes. One. All of them run out. That explains way too many things. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this. And I'm gonna split it in multiple ways because I only need to get it going until we can replace everything with actual biofuel, solid biofuel, sorry. Ooh, look at the production. Severe increase. Severe, very good. Okay, is this working as intended? 120 enters per minute. Well, we don't have that, but that's just because of how slow we are yet. And then we create 60 per minute. Very good. And off it goes. Now all we need to do is put in the respective containers if we grab new leaves or if we grab new wood. And the rest creates itself. Good. We are starting to automate our power just a little bit. What else can we do for our factory? We probably, you know what, we probably should increase our production of concrete. It's very straightforward. There's really no reason to do anything else right now. I do have an idea though. We could check what next unlock could be typed for. So, part assembly, this is interesting, would allow us to use assemblers. Jump pads, this is not really interesting for now. Awesome shop has some very good perks. And conveyables would require part assembly in order to be more effective. So let's go for this. But we won't complete it yet. We still have plenty to do all around the place. So if you... Okay, but the question is, do we have enough materials to go all the way? The answer already is no. I forgot to grab iron blades. Maybe we should finish what we're constructing here. You know, stay not grounded, but at least not too distant yet. We're obviously gonna blow up all of these stones as soon as we can, but right now we can't. So I'm gonna cancel you, and you, and you, and you, and we copy this, we send it this way, and now we can do some math again. So, each of these produces 60, so we have the same theory as with the others. We will put you here, and then the other one here. I need to remove this thing, even though it may... Actually, did not break anything. Good. And then we traffic here, go in, traffic here, ask for a smelter. Oh, come on. Ah, that works. Works for me. Smelter. Split. Split. Energy, energy. Iron ingot, iron. What do you do? You do nothing. Okay. Grab you, bring you here. So I can throw you here. Seems like we disconnected this entire area. that correct? Oh, okay. They didn't like that. Did we run out? Not of this. We run out here. We did not run out here, but we're gonna replace. We did not run out here, we're gonna replace. Same goes for this. Did run out here. Let's try again. How much are we generating? We don't know. These two seem empty. Maximum construction. Maximum can. Oh, it was just a matter of insisting. Great. So yeah, now we are all the way back up. Good. I will remove this. Drop a little bit in the grade. Very good. It's still supremely safe compared even to our maximum production. So easy peasy. In the meantime, we keep crafting more of these. I need to make sure. Oh my god, I forgot. I need to make sure that we are processing these materials correctly. Now I made sure, because we actually were not doing that. Now I can consider going to get some more materials, maybe. Give me a little bit of fuel, and what are we gonna chop down? How about the things that bother us in the base? Very good. Come on, let me point at you. Okay, I'll make an exception for you. Back on that, that's good. We did say that we wanted to explore the cave with a chainsaw in order to grab what could be mycelia. That would be very useful. So let's visit the cave. Oh, I see these trees are no longer removable. I think I've read about this. I think this is a bug because these used to be very removable. Okay, who am I to decide? Let's see what happens. Did they die in AoE? Not this
The
one.
mycelia within this fungus
see?
suggests strong molecular bonding features frequently observed in adhesives and medicine, both beneficial for field research. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
Excellent. So as long as I farm them in AoE, let's try again. I correctly get the mycelia out of it. Excellent. Okay, we're ready to get back out. The night looks a lot better. I don't know if the moon needs to be this bright, or if that's the sun. That would be unsettling, I guess. But the rest of the night is already improved. Mind the repeating pattern of stars. But maybe that's just a theory that we are in a simulation. Because why not? Okay, so let's get back on track. Let's keep supplying our positions. Leaves and with wood. And on we go. Besides of this, the MAM has mycelia as a new unlock. We have a bunch, so let's pick it. What can we make? Fabric, an unlock with the stator, and a obelisk of gas way later. Okay. So there's fabric here. It needs a little bit more of biomass, which is hilarious because we just burned it all. So let me pause this for a minute. Oh my god, I forgot this connection. That means there's maybe a lot of biomass here. Okay, good. We don't need to pause this connection. So, mycelia, fabric, research. What do we have here? Synthetic polyester fabric, that's pretty cool. Expanded tool belt, that's not bad at all. And parachutes, we need 10 fabric for this. I think I would like to have parachutes. 10 fabric. And voila! We finally have parachutes before they become obsolete.
New equipment unlocked.
So the way parachutes work is that they open up when they are preventing falling damage for you. And I kinda need more biomass, which maybe I can get here. In order to craft, let's say, some. Let's make 20 fabric. I feel like that's a nice number. And then parachutes. Alright. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna waste them by dropping from minimum heights that will actually hurt me for very little damage. But you know what? They are there now. It is the first time that we get to use them effectively, so I will take the good with the bad. Now, we can put away unnecessary things like the biomass, no, this and this. Let's put the remainder biomass back into this storage facility. We are not yet quite full of solid biofuel, but it is crafting, so that's good. Is there any of this that we are not automating yet? Well, I guess we did lose the iron plate automation, so here we go. Let's see, we put this, I mean, we could collect with mergers once again, so they have 100 there, they're producing 30, yeah, let's collect. Merger, go over here, merger, look in that way. And then what are we gonna do with you? I would say iron plates. Iron plates take 30 per minute and produce 20 per minute. Okay, so basically, you know what? We actually don't need any of this. If we need 30 and produce out of 30, we might as well feed it directly in the room. All we need to do is extend this location a little bit. To make sure these two fit each other like this. So iron plates, we need to reconnect this with this. We're gonna put another one down the center, 1, 2 iron plates producing. So now that's 40 iron plates. I feel like I'm gonna need more. In fact, we did say that we would only produce 2 things per area, right? So how about this is just the screw and iron plates area? At least for now. Maybe that's the way we go about it. And then I concentrate more on expanding wire you and plug. For now we're gonna connect you like this. It's ugly, but whatever. I will fix you later. Does that mean that you're empty? No, not quite, but also not quite. Iron plates, 1, 2. Let's do it again. Splitter. Way too close. Does that work? Let's improve this. Good. Let's make a smelter here. And the constructor right after. With another constructor. Back to the smelter. Back to the smelter. Okay. So, what was that? Oh my god, did he hang from something? Yes, he could have been from the stairs. Fine, we'll allow it. So that is connected. We're gonna put this here in the center and here again. You to you, you to you, you to you, you to you. Iron plate, iron ingot, iron ingot, iron plate. And we are now producing 80 iron plates per minute. That is quite a number. So let's foundation this. We will put them together with a merger. How does this look? Very good. And I guess we can do the same for you. Do we do this though? I have a cool idea we can maybe use later. But what's the point later? We need it now. Merger. Alright. Now we're producing 80 plates per minute. Very good. And a million screws. It is indeed concrete, the one that needs expansion. So let's grab all we can find again. Let's grab the screws and the rods. Do we already have a good amount of this? I guess we do. Okay, that was not enough to pay for the whole research. Let's go grab some cables. Let's go grab more plates. I mean, we need them for ourselves as well, so it's not that bad. But what we could do is a little bit of manual crafting, since we have a ridiculous amount of iron ore and iron ingots. Okay, here we go. Ah! Never a good sound. So let's grab all of you. Oh, now we have a good number of things. We're gonna split things in half a lot. Push you in. Push you in. Push you in. Push you in. Is this enough? Apparently not. Can't afford. Diagonal. And let's try again. There. Okay, so you are red, you are red, you are red. So you're not even producing at this point. About the two in here, you're also not producing. Okay. That means we can liberate a lot of space. We can even move the hub at this point if we want, which is very useful. We are currently running on 7 machines then. Okay. Is that a solid thing? No, because this one has no fuel. We can get some here. The only remaining question that I have is, are we producing... No. Do we have enough wood and leaves? I see. Okay. I'm gonna remove this. The activation of the parachute is just pressing the jump button while you're falling. It is nothing to do with automatic use in case you fall from too far. Therefore, we just used 2 parachutes out of absolutely nowhere. That was a bit brutal, if you ask me. Like, parachutes were never good to begin with, so maybe a little bit of leeway would have been a good idea. Okay.
Hi Bakira, did you quit Langrisser?
Hey Lefty, yes indeed. A few months ago at this point. I think it was a very healthy breakup, if you want to call it like this, with Langrisser. I'm still absolutely impressed and very happy with the game. But at the moment where I decided to quit, I was really not having that much fun anymore. I was going through the motions. PvP was not even fun because I hated my latest decisions with new Lico and Kertes. It just didn't work out for me. So I thought, you know what? If there's ever a moment where I can maybe take a break from Langrisser, it is now. And once I thought that, I realized maybe I just need to pause for good. Since we put so much time already into that, it's a good idea to take a break. Not have dailies anymore in my life. I cannot explain how relaxing it is not to have dailies to do. Especially when the challenges were around and you had to...
Yeah, I understand. I quit
farm.
few seasons ago.
Yeah, I still want to emphasize how good of a game Langrisser is. So if anyone's still curious about trying something out like that, I encourage them. My videos are all still up, of course. I did a final summoning stream to see if we could maybe get lucky. But yeah, 3 years is indeed a lot. For a game that a lot of people did not give much for. So it is really a props to the team that has held on for so long and continue to produce very good content. Because it did not survive on us being charitable, right? Like, we played because the game was good. And that makes me happy. Makes me very happy for them. Okay. How about a slight update here? So that we can put a good smelter position and a good constructor follower. Okay, now let's bring some real power. Are you correctly in the corner? No, you're inside the building already. Okay. Let's try to fix this mess. Corner one. Corner. 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 Now we extend you back home. And we make this corner. This corner. And this corner. Voila! We are now connected. That's a lie. We are now connected. Who are you? Why do you exist? How did this happen? Ah, that was very curious. Okay, so power flows in that direction. You can go away. You can go away. You are inside that machine. That's illegal of you. Is there any place that's missing electricity? Of course, other than you two. Okay. So there's electricity there. There's electricity here. Electricity here. And this place also has electricity. Very good. I finally go around and check for more concrete, maybe? I mean, this cost me very little, so might as well get it done. Now at least we'll accumulate it there. It is time for our concrete to go on a journey. Bye bye. That was it. And I'm guessing nothing here. Okay. So let's grab some more plates. Very good. And let's grab the ones from here. Very good. Are we not belting something correctly? This. Yeah, there's a belting thing somewhere. No, there it is. It's not the belt, it is the rest. We got it fixed. New incoming plates inbound. And so the hub is disconnected right now. Let's finish the recipe. And send it to the sky.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note, project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
So, we can finally make assemblers. With assemblers we can make smart plating, rotor. Eventually, together with reinforced iron plates, we can make smart plating, and that we can send up into the sky. So we are not gonna do that right here, we're gonna have to move south for this. Tell me about my power. Power is not looking good. Apparently one of the machines is no longer burned. Aha! Well detected. So divide this severely and on you go. The burning is real. Okay, let's go chop some more wood. Oh, it regretted. Oh, of course I have 0. I gave too much away. Nice. let me understand where I am. Is this the place? Nope, I actually don't know where I am. Or rather, this is not the place that I remember should be here. Well, let's got some more. Is this the place I remember? Is this the copper? There is the copper, okay. Good. Memories are flooding back. So. What is this, by the way? This bauxite? Bauxite is just part of the regular research progression, so you don't need to grab a tiny bit just to be able to unlock research for it. Let's see if we can sneak by and destroy this giant tree. That is a lot of wood. That probably will cover all our needs until we can do automated. Okay, let's go back home. And it's a little bit of a shame that there are no biomass burners with entries. I know there's a mod for that, but we are not playing with mods right now. Okay, so we can drop this stone in the constructor. And the same goes for you. So how about we just fix this one that's right here? Okay, so we need to start ramping a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I lie, because the place is quite elevated, even more. Let's do this, remove fuel, put 2 meters here, it's too late. Here. That miner looks absolutely ridiculous. Was it somehow placed over the pure limestone? Oh my god. That was pretty ridiculous. But hey, computer says it works. Who am I to question? So remove this, remove this, remove this. This take poles as well. Miner. There you go. Let's make it clean and simple. Constructor. Alright, let's bring some power now. And say concrete. And say it's not pretty. Wait. What was that? Okay. So now, just in the rare case that I did not pick up the concrete in a long time, it will still all be stored in a container like that. Okay, next. This is kind of interesting. I will see which one I use to continue. I would really like to solve my quartz problem, but for that I'm gonna need a lot of concrete. So you know what? It is time to solve the concrete problem. Let's go for it. It's over there, so keep on going forward. Wow, I don't have concrete to solve my concrete problem. Here, have some stone. Yeah, I mean, the condition that all of our grids are aligned, of course, has the price that it's gonna take longer to get to some places. I guess you could consider this akin to the series of people who play RuneScape, but you unlock one tile with experience, one tile at a time. Okay, I have the suspicion that we're gonna have to go up and down here just to keep appearances. You go up. You go all the way there. You become harvested. And we're almost there, but there's nothing I can do. Having to dodge the poison is mild annoyance, but it's nothing that's gonna hurt us big in the long run. Let's put down the wood and the leaves that we just got. Is this somehow not processing? It is indeed processing. So, nice. And distribute some new fuel. Wait, no connection? Are you joking? It was indeed not joking. My god, do I feel dumb. 3, let's save you before you crash. 2, let's save you. 2. Save. 20. Fine. We can keep the rest for now, since we have some meat. Alright, let's think some more. Go gather the concrete. Since we're here, might as well check what am I missing to create 2 miners and 2 constructors. Got it. Ooh, screws. Those we should be full of, maybe. I mean, not full, but on the way. So I'm gonna craft a bit of this, and by a bit I mean a lot. Okay, that should be good. Good job. I forgot to make that. There goes number one. Let's go pick up the other. It is after all right there. Cannot afford, damn. I guess I should also be bringing some electricity over here. Oh, that reaches. No, that doesn't. Of course, it's not enough. Alright, for now we're gonna throw this in here. Oh, can't afford, come on. There. And you're gonna be making concrete, and you're gonna be connected to the grid. You produce 60, you need 45. So actually you'll be saturated. Okay, we'll take care of that. Alright, that is somewhat of a start. I still have not made anything assembler related, which I kinda wanna do maybe as the first thing in episode 2. That could be a cool idea. But for now, I'm gonna take a break. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope this turns out to be an entertaining series, and we will see each other next time. Goodbye.